Alright, good morning. It is 5 a.m. here at Orlando, and today is the day. Today's the day that Brightline opens. The line from Orlando to Miami is finally complete, and I have my Brightline themed clothing today, and I'm really excited about this. I stayed overnight at Orlando Airport just to make sure that I can wake up in time for the first train. The first train leaves in about 90 minutes from now, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't in a rush or I didn't have an issue with the hotel. Being at the airport, I could just take the people mover directly to Terminal C and get the train from there. And one of the things I'm most excited about today is the fact that this is a line that was, I think, envisioned back in 2012. The first section between West Palm Beach and Miami, I believe that opened in around 2018. So to have this last section finally done a whole decade later is incredibly exciting, and it's monumental just because of the fact that this is the first time that we're really having a private inner city rail operator in the country for who knows how many years, probably a couple decades at this point. With this inner city operator, it changed the game with how we view and perceive rail. It made rail a lot more trendy than what people perceived it in the past. On top of that, it introduced the venture cars to the US. Siemens made the venture car specifically for Brightline, and the design was just so good that other North American operators wanted to use it as well. So now we're seeing these trains being rolled out across the Amtrak network. We're seeing it rolled out across Via Rail, and I think Ontario and Northland had an order. A lot of the local municipalities, state governments that are doing their state-supported routes have also ordered this train, and it is basically the train of the 21st century. And the last thing that is also just the most exciting part for me is the fact that we're finally getting a train line in this country that is higher speed. It's not necessarily high speed. High speed, I think the bar for that is about 150 miles an hour. So the only true high speed rail right now in the US is the Acela, and that stays the case. But to have a higher speed rail in the US similar to the Northeast Corridor is just fantastic. We do not have any other 125 mile per hour passenger lines in the country outside of the Northeast Corridor. So to have this as the second higher speed corridor in the country is just a huge leap forward for us. On top of that, being in Florida, this is not a rail friendly state. The government, for the most part, has their priorities in different projects. So to have a private company come here and just achieve such a monumental project, that takes a lot of risk, and that risk paid off today. And we're about to go and ride it. So enough of my rambling, and let's head over to the train. Yeah, it looks like the TSA pre-check line is busier than the actual regular lines. Also, I really just think the interior of the hotel is cool.
Please hold on. Close for item. Line stops. Please exit to Terminal C, parking C.
Kind of as I suspected, there should be a bridge here soon that actually connects you to Terminal C. Right now, you have to go through the parking lot. Alright, here's a departure board for the first inaugural service. On that top left, 638, that's the one that I'm getting on. And on the top right, the 219, that's actually the first train coming from Miami. I'm also on that train as well. So they gave us pins for the Brightline opening, and this looks really, really nice. It's for the inaugural ride, yeah. All right, one thing right off the bat, the marketplace here is not one of those where you tap your card in, grab what you want and leave. You do have to go to a cashier at this station, so that is a bit different than what you expect at the other Brightline stations, where you can just walk in, grab what you want, and walk out. There's quite a lot of Brightline merch here. Some mugs, tumblers, trains, hats, model trains down there.
I don't think they're, yeah, blue. All right.
They're not for sale. And they're so nice.
Oh, and essentials too. This is very convenient. Then here we have the Mary Mary Bar, which there's already patrons at what time is it? 6 in the morning. So here on the left you get access to track 1, and from here you can actually see the platforms. You get a good view. There are 4 tracks in total. I believe tracks are labeled by platforms here. So track 1 is actually 2 tracks, and then track 2 is actually also 2 tracks. But that's because the outer tracks have not been laid down yet. So it's only the 2 inner tracks right now. So each track has 2 elevators. There's 2 for track 1, and there's 2 here for track 2. They're both closed off at the moment. I don't think they'll be open until passengers start boarding. And they even have a family restroom and a nursing room here. That's interesting, and that's very good. And first day mishap. This is the normal waiting area. There's tons of seats, outlets. It's still a pretty nice space overall. And is a kids area over there. Oh yeah, definitely, that's a kids area. So got some toys for them to play with, some smaller seats. So yeah, this makes it easier for families to come here as well. And here it is, the premium lounge. It is open to everyone today, apparently. So you do not actually have to be a premium ticket holder to gain entrance today. On a normal day, you'll have to scan your ticket again. It's a good thing I don't, because I put my ticket away. But there is a huge selection of food, drinks, and everything is complimentary here. So here in the premium section, you do have to scan your ID, but you can get a free drink after you scan your ID. So they have like a bunch of different beers and wines, which is pretty cool. And there it is, the first train. All right, it is time to board. Everyone is going down to the track. They actually switched the train from track 2 to track 1, but I believe that's because track 2 is going to be used for a press out.
Thank you. Have a great trip. Enjoy, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Unfortunately, my mic failed here, but I was showing off the smart seating in the train. Smart class is essentially economy, and it's in a 2x2 arrangement with seats that are about 17 inches wide and about 32 inches of pitch. The measurement my phone made is most likely a mistake. I think I might need to invest in an actual tape measure if I want to measure these seats. However, there is still plenty of space, and the interior is bright and modern. And all seats are equipped with outlets and blinds. I also like how there's seats outside of the bathroom because the Amtrak versions did not have seats here. And you get your trash bins here, you get your recycling bin here. The bathroom, it is push operated just like on the Amtrak Ventures. And just look at how much nicer this bathroom is with the decorations that they use. I really love this design. It's a lot more friendly. But the bathroom for the most part is similar. It's ADA accessible. There is a waste bin here. Toilet seat covers, get your toilet paper, and there's actually a wave to flush, so you don't have to push, which is kind of nice. You got your baby changing table, and you got the really nice mirror that I love with the lights around the edges. You can also, I believe, oh, that's the dryer. Their soap is here, and water is here. It is still 6 in the morning, so I am very tired right now. Alright, that's the bathroom review done. But now the doors are closed, it is off to the first class section. That is actually where I'm seated today. Let me find my seat because I have no clue where my seat is. But here it is in a 2x1 configuration. So here is my seat, and you can see this is much more massive. You got the outlets right here on the sides, just like the other Ventures on Amtrak. These seats are very similar for the most part, but we'll measure it and see how it is. Again, I'm going to assume these numbers are incorrect and that the actual dimensions of the seats are about 19 inches by 34 inches. Hopefully one day I can get a tape measure so I can get the real numbers. But before the train even started, service began with a cold towel and a hot croissant. Sure, thank you. And we're off. Alright, so let's take a look at the seat. There is a small tray table, which I cannot open. There we go. This is useful for your phone, small devices. There is a large tray table, which can support a laptop, tablet, all your goodies. There is then an outlet down here that I didn't notice actually. That's pretty useful. You got your mesh tray. And there's another set of outlets totaling 4 outlets between the seat. However, if you're in the 2x2 seating here, it's still 4 outlets. There's also a fold down armrest. And your recline is right here. So when you push it, it goes up. It's about maybe 2 inches of recline, which is not bad. And there's plenty of legroom, so you do not feel like you're missing out by reclining. Every seat is equipped with reading lights. This one has 2 because it's a single, but they're just built in to have 2 on each side. And looking in, you have the destination sign, and there are actually a couple throughout each car, and they show you all the stops that the train's going to. This didn't work on the Amtrak Venture sets, however it does work here on Brightline, and it shows you every stop the train is going to make. I also just want to add, Apple Maps already has the new rail line on the map, so you can see and follow along the rail line as you go, which is awesome. But, oh actually no, we were having some weak GPS issues, but it seems like it's fixed now, and it's finding my location.
Good morning, my Brightline guests. Welcome to our ride. Just a few reminders again. For the safety and comfort of all of our guests, please follow.
croissants are pretty good. Alright, as the sun's coming up, it's getting easier to see how fast we're going, and we are flying. Still poor GPS reception, so no speedometer. Just look at us fly past all of those cars. It's not even a competition for these drivers. Looking at the map, we're coming up on Coco. This is where the train joins the East Coast Main Line, I think, the Florida East Coast Main Line. So we're going to be joining that soon. And from there on out, I believe speeds are currently at 90 miles an hour. The top speed will be 110, but I believe right now, for the opening, the current top speed will be about 90 miles an hour on that section. And yeah, we're still keeping up pretty good with traffic. We are going slightly faster than them right now. And once we join the main line, we'll see how it goes from there. Alright, we just joined the Florida East Coast Main Line, and we are now on the regular line down to Miami. So we just passed the high speed section, and now we're on the, I guess, normal speed section. Another thing is Brightline shares the tracks with the freight company here. They run the line together, so trains will wait for each other to pass, so you don't get delays like you do on Amtrak. And look at us go, we just flew past that train. I'm pretty sure we're close to 90 miles an hour. The GPS reception is still poor here for some reason. It just might be my device. I'm not 100% sure, because calls and cell data work perfectly fine. So the beverage cart just came around and we got some drinks. Alright, thank you so much. We got a lot of different goodies here, and that's awesome. The fruit cup, which is definitely going to be useful for me. The yogurt, which I'm not sure, I might give that away because I'm lactose intolerant, but it's a nice touch. Alright, something I forgot to mention this morning, there are blinds located throughout all the windows, and you just get them by grabbing it from the top. On top of the fact that the overhead luggages here are see-through, meaning you can see what's above you, so it's easier to know if something's directly above you or not. This is the same for the venture sets on Amtrak as well in Chicago, so it's nice to see that the innovation was made here. One of the nice things about these trains compared to the Amtrak ones is the fact that if I need to make a phone call or if I'm just waiting for the bathroom, I can sit here and do that without disturbing other passengers on the train. Alright, and we're now pulling into West Palm Beach. This is the first stop after about, check.
Welcome to West Palm Beach.
Almost 2.5 hours.
Have a bright day.
And there is bright pink. I do not know if it's going to Orlando. I believe this is just terminating here. Oh, I believe this is the train that is taking the executives to Orlando. So, this technically is the first train to Orlando, but not for the public. Alright, it's 8:56 and we are leaving West Palm Beach. We are exactly on time. This train is making all stops to Miami except for Boca Raton. So this train is going to be skipping Boca Raton. But yeah, first trip from Orlando to West Palm Beach, no problems, perfectly on time. Alright, so snack and drink cart came again. I got some more drinks, just a refill basically, and now I got some food to munch on. Kind of hungry, so this is great. Unlike the first portion of this trip, the second portion is a quick hour from West Palm Beach into Miami, and from there we end our trip. Overall, this was a fantastic journey, and I am now proud to see that Brightline has graduated from a commuter service into an intercity line. And things are only expected to get better once hourly service runs from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. I can't wait in the future for Brightline West, as well as an additional extension to Tampa. I hope I'm able to see these projects in my lifetime. Alright, we are finally off the train, and we are done with the grand opening inaugural run from Orlando. The next trip we're going to take is actually the same train back to Orlando for the grand opening inaugural passenger trip from Miami to Orlando. So we're just getting back on the same train and going back to Orlando, so that should be fun.